Yeah, welcome back to Career Build Series, episode 125. And so, last episode had some issues with Katydid. We were fighting the wind. We had 100% wind, so I was kind of discouraged with Katydid's flying until I looked and saw that we were at 100% wind. And so I looked into the station keeping why I was drifting, and it was actually a mistake I made. So I put in a keypad to be able to change the p values, the PID, and I never hooked it back up. So it ended up making it so the PIDs were off. So I went in there and I did a bunch of testing with Katydid. I worked on the station keeping system, and now even with 100% wind, I can maintain a stationary position. So that's really good. That's got me where I want to be. Let's look at the map. Let's try to find a mission. This is that mission. They died. What is this? Fishing boat in distress, request assistance. So I'm going to try to get into a new procedural thing before I start a mission. That's going to be check on wind. And, we still have this really heavy wind around us. Like up here's insanity. Looks like some of this blew away. I think this was what was hitting us. And so I don't want to go out in super duper winds. It's just going to be too treacherous. And so let's look and see where the wind's at. Wind's at 70%. Still a little bit hairy, but not terrible. Let's go ahead and let's take a nap here. I'm not, too opposed to doing that mission, but, I just, kind of made a rule that I'm not going to go out if the wind's above 75%. Of course, it's at 70, but we had a lot of red areas around that could... Orange camper van has an emergency without an exact location, if I could speak. So that is... let's go try that one. That's an interesting one. Orange camper van, huh? Okay, so I love these because likely if you're looking for an orange camper van, right, and it's most likely not going to be in the water, it's probably not going to be in the island, so it's going to probably be here, so that's helpful. Wind's nice and low now, so let's do this. Like I said, I fixed it up, should have no problems now, but... I'm just sick of flying around and super duper. Oh, that's awesome. Very randomly, this thing's been sitting here for a long time. I forget what episode, and finally, randomly, it let me pull it into the workbench. So that's awesome. I finally got rid of that thing. Let's open up Katydid. So the latest Katydid here did all that good station keeping stuff. Playing with some stuff like adding a... Ooh, that's ugly. Let me fix this really quick. Yeah, so like these, I'm going to take these off. So I'm playing with putting a forward-looking infrared camera on there, so that would be right there, but I haven't finished that up yet. So let me see where I'm at. Let's get this set up here. I need to put on master power. So I also fixed the power system. So the power system was not set up the way I wanted it. I wanted an isolated power system where you have to... where essentially you don't have power unless the master is on for a number of reasons, and so I finally get that fixed too. So here's our camera. I need to work on this some. That might not be its final position. I don't know if I talked about this. I just put in the annunciator panel. So I decided the annunciator panel is going to be up here, and so that's showing me I'll get a caution light, I'll get a red warning light if I'm low on fuel or low on battery. That's still a work in progress. I'm not great at Lewis, so I'm starting to learn a little of that. So let's do engine start stop. I put on a new system. So before, I used to have an up-down arrow here, and it's still on my keyboard, but it's not actually connected. See, 1 and 2 are throttle. I'm going to change that to 1 and 2 are prop pitch. And so I pretty much use 2 power settings. I use ground idle, which, let me click that. And so what that does, I need to put on stability. So ground idle, you see the green light went out. It's going to slow my engine down to a ground idle setting. And so what this is essentially doing is this is making it so that I save fuel. I go down to 300 RPM. It's going to just keep my props nice and slow. And I'm not going to burn a lot of fuel. Also, if I go full up collective, you notice... I can't take off. So the benefit of having a ground idle like that is that it makes it so that you can't, if you land on the ground, it sets it up so that you can't accidentally take off. Now, if I press flight idle, Alright, if I deselect ground idle, let's put it that way, it will automatically raise the RPMs, and then once I'm up to operational RPMs where it's safe to operate, I get a green light. So that tells me, okay, green light means go, and then I can go. Now, a safety feature of this, I'll show you the station keeping tool in here. A safety feature of this, if I get above 5, I think it was 5 meters above the ground, let me just put a heading hold in here. Okay. So let's say I'm above 5 meters, above the ground, which I am using radar altimeter. I can select that all day long, and my engine RPMs never dip. And so that's a safety feature. Now watch this. If I go down, when I get within 5, which I could probably make it smaller. Hear how it's going down? So that's going to mean until I land, I can't put it in ground idle. And so that's a safety feature. Now if I go back up, I can't, it's not going to do it because I don't have enough thrust. But so what that essentially does is ground idle, is, as the name suggests, is it's your idle when you're on the ground. And so that sets you up so that you, when I land this, I can put myself in ground idle and save some fuel when it's sitting on the ground. It also makes so that I can't accidentally take off. And then once I'm at green, I'm good to go. So a little bit changed there. I also changed this panel around here. So the button to engage it is here now. I have my gauges over here, so I have my time to waypoint. I have my ADF direction to waypoint, which will point to the waypoint, and then nautical miles. And then I added back this will flash if we're within half a mile of the waypoint. So let's go ahead and do this next, and then we'll go rescue this van. So let's go ahead and let's put a waypoint here. Okay, so the waypoint's within 5 nautical miles. It's just off to our right, should be right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that in. So we'll enter in waypoint. Now you notice I get a flashing green light. That tells me we're within half a nautical mile. So that just tells me, hey, think about slowing down. Because, if I'm zooming in with full prop, and that light goes off, it tells me, hey, you need to slow down. Alright, so we have a heading hold in here. Let's go ahead and let's go to 60 feet. Put that in there. Alright, now let's enable station keeping. So we have presently 40% wind. Alright, now let's go ahead and click station hold, and let's watch it. So it's going to both roll and pitch to take us to the waypoint. Now it's a little bit, you'll notice it overdoes it a little bit. Now I need it to be able to overdo it, and the reason is for heavy winds. I need it to be able to use a lot of pitch and roll in the event that wind is at 100%. So this is a little bit overkill for pitch and roll, and I could, decrease this by clamping it. But when I have 100% wind, I need that much pitch and roll authority. So I could smooth it out so it isn't that extreme. But as you notice, the PIDs are taking care of that. See how it's pitching and rolling less and less. I need that extreme amount of pitch and roll especially, to be able to account for the wind. And so as you can see, we're station holding right over the waypoint. Let's look at our distance to waypoint here. 0 nautical miles. So we're right on the money. All right, and so that's the new system. So let's go ahead and take that off. Let's go ahead up to 150 feet. So station holding's working. It was me. I was tuning the PIDs and then forgot to actually put the P values in. So we ended up getting nothing. So let's go over here. Let's go ahead and look for this van. We're gonna go to the center of this because it's probably on the land. We'll start entering in the prop, and I'll turn on the ADF the transponder locator rather. Alright, and we're off to the races here. So the reason it's doing this kind of jerkiness is I have it set up that when the heading is a certain distance away, it adds roll, so it's more realistic because you would roll as you yaw. You don't just do a flat yaw, you want to roll yaw. And so that's just needs tuning as well. It's one thing you'll find is everything needs tuning when you're using PIDs, and so your roll might need a different value, needs different values than your pitch sometimes, and so what I tend to do is I like to get my vehicles working And then once they're working, I can determine if I want to go back and, you know, screw around with actually, you know, I will tune them, but, you know, it's, you know, it's like our pitch tuning was terrible for a long time on the autopilot, and that was just kind of, I wasn't ready to work on it yet. I had other things I wanted to do, so I didn't get to that yet. All right, so let's see. We are now, see, this is much better, the lineup here. I always had one over here, and one over here, and two over here, so now this is very much time. ADF direction. I might put ADF direction up here, which that's backwards. Yeah, this is backwards. I need to fix that, so... Yeah, this is reading backwards. I need to see what's up with this. This should be pointing directly forwards of us. Because the waypoint's now ahead. Actually, you know what? You know why it's pointing behind me? Because I didn't put in the new waypoint. That would be why. Okay. No wonder it's misbehaving. It was a me problem, not an it problem. Alright, so there we go. You know, I thought it was working. See, now it's pointing to where we need to go. I just forgot to enter it in. It was pointing to where I had the station keeping number there. And we're 2 minutes out. You know, again, I keep going on this where I say the devs should. I need to go in. I should go in and put in some feature requests and share them on the bottom of the YouTube video so you guys can support them if you want. So I love panels. The way they did panels is awesome. The ability to customize these. They're easy to change. Like I went in there and changed these over really quickly and easily. I love the way these are. I think they could use some more attention to make them even better. So for example, I would like the ability to put actual little throttles in there, even if they had to take up 2 spots, so that you had to, you know, like you grab the handle and you slide it forward and backwards. That would make it so you can make small, like say for a small prop plane or even a jet, you can make small throttles. You know, the big ones we have already are just huge. I like the ability to have these numbers, but I think they're a little bit cumbersome. I like a little bit smaller. I would like maybe like in one space a 4-pack of indicators that you could do. More stuff like that. I love RGB indicators. So for example, like I'm using a screen here for my enunciator panel. It'd be cool if I could have just an indicator like this, and I could tell it, okay, you know, you want to show green, you want to show yellow, you want to show red, you want to show the different conditions. So this is so we're not transponding, so that's fine. I'm gonna start slowing down here manually and looking for this van. Yep. Did I spot it? I spotted it, I think. Yep, right there. That didn't take long. Spotted that sucker. Alright, so I was bringing back the prop the whole time here. Alright, so extinguish all fires. Okay, I guess there is a fire. Alright, so I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to shut off my heading hold. I'm going to disconnect this, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a landing here. So I want to face the wind. We're going to do proper stuff. So how do you know where the wind is? Well, in real life, you can look at the way the leaves of the trees are moving. You can also look at, if you look at the waves are coming towards us. That is telling us the wind's coming this way. We have these streamers in game there that are streaming towards us. We can see all that. So I don't think I had the prop completely zeroed out. So let's start to go backwards and down here. And I'm using my camera here to make sure it's clear of the trees. I'm just going to land it somewhat in a flat spot. I'm just going to look. But yeah, we're pretty close here to where I want to be. I don't want to get too close to the van, the camper. Alright, so I'm going to put it down. Alright, and I'm going to put a heading hold in here. So this is what ground idle's for. Click ground idle, and then what's my heading? 3, 3, 3. Okay. And so this will rotate just because once it loses the tail effectiveness, it'll rotate. But, okay, I have defib on me. Oh, defib's full, so I left one on me. So, okay. Did your campfire get out of control there, guy? Alright, let me see if I can get this one out. There we go. Alright, so we got that done. grab the defib again. And what do we have? 3, I think it said? 3 casualties, yep. This would be kind of a cool one to take a land vehicle in and kind of, drive around and do that. This is a cool little camper. I might take a look at this, see if I don't know if I can get inside. So see, the katydid is running. All right, katydid's running. The props are moving nice and slow. This is just the ground idle setting with nice low setting. I even made it where there was one where the engine would still run and the propellers and the rotor would stop. I kind of thought of almost doing that just so that, I don't end up walking into the prop. Oh, put that there, put that there. Okay. Let's take a quick look at this dude's van. This is kind of cool. Yeah, this is a cool van. Yeah, it's kind of cool inside. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of these people. So it runs nice and slow here, and it's just kind of, it's nice having a ground idle. When you're on the ground, you don't need a lot of thrust, and then we just click that off, and then it will speed right back up. And you can see it right there. It's auto controlling our RPM. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go up to, let's say, 150 feet. And I want to go to, I think I want to go right here to the military hospital. Okay. And let's go ahead and enter that waypoint in. And we'll turn to that. I'll start adding in some prop, and we're off to the races here. It's right there. So the annunciator panel is pretty simple. It says fuel, it says battery, it has 2 lights. It has cautions, and it has warnings. And this is how it's done in real commercial aircraft. So you have a caution message and you have a warning message. So a caution will go ding. It will pop the message up on the screen. It will say door open. Okay, so you get that. Let's say you're on the ground at the gate. You're going to load passengers. Flight attendant opens up the door. It goes ding. You look at it. It says door open. Then you have a button. You press the button and it clears the message. A red warning message will pop up. Let's say fire's a little extreme, but low fuel. It will go ding, 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 and you cannot, and you have to usually, you'll often press the button to silence it, and it will stop dinging, but the message stays up until you resolve the problem so you don't forget about it. And so with this, the way I have this set up is when I get a yellow, I get a 1 ding. And then when I get a red, I get constant dinging, but it never stops. And so the point of that is so that, because it's only fuel and battery, if I'm low on fuel and battery, I have to land. And I have to land soon. And so I want it to consistently ding at me until I land, essentially. And so the only way I can get rid of the dinging is to shut off the master power, which means I'd have to land. And so that's because I want it to remind me, hey dude, you're on low fuel. You're going to crash if you don't do it. And so from 35 gallons, we hold 100 gallons. So from 35 gallons to down to 25 gallons, I should land in the wind. Let's follow my own rules. Let's be an actual proper pilot here. Go to ground idle. All right. So from 35 gallons down to 25 gallons, we get the yellow caution message. From 25 down to, essentially empty, we get the red warning message, which will ding us, and it will not stop dinging us. The lights there will get a yellow caution light that lights solid, and we will get when we get a warning, we will get a red warning message that will blink red. And so that's how that system works in order to those are our annunciators. That tells us everything we need to know about a dangerous situation. So this is working really well. I like the new ground idle. I like that it slows the blades down. This is going to keep our fuel burn down. Of course, it would be most efficient for me to shut down, but this is a good way too. Let me go ahead and look really quick if we have anything else. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and shut down. And so most of my systems, if not all my systems, should shut off when I shut off master power now. Okay, so see, everything is out. Generally this is how I like to do it. I set up my electrical systems to be pretty realistic, and the reason is I don't want any battery drain. You might still get it here and there, but if you look at that electricity. It's 983,791. That one, that last digit, has not moved at all. That's what, one, let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimal places. We're not burning electricity. So what this means is that I should be able to, as long as I shut off the master power, no electricity should be used. Now, there's still things on the hot bus. For example, this robotic pivot. The things that we need, so essentially a hot bus. What a bus is think about it this way. You have a piece of metal. You put the negative lead from the battery, you put the positive lead from the battery, and that allows you to hook up other things to that metal bar. And now, well, you know, you'd have the positives all on one side and negatives on the other, but it allows you to hook all the positives on one bar and all the negatives on the other bar, and then a hot bus is always powered. So things that you always need, so say the headlights in your car, right? You should be able to go out there and turn on the headlights to your car even if your car is off. Now, certain systems in your car, like say the radio, might be on the systems bus where you have to turn on the key in order to get the radio to come on. Now, you also on the car have an accessories bus also often. And so you turn the key to accessories, it allows you to use the radio. And so these are all methods designed so that you can properly operate your battery without losing, essentially running your battery dry. And so I kind of put those systems in, Katie did, so that I don't do that. Red bush plane. Okay, let's do that. Transponder. And we're back to night. Alrighty. Alright. So let's get heading out there. Really pleased with the way that Katie's doing. I could have done station keeping there to show you that. So I think the light is now on the cold bus. Yep, see this? That's on the systems bus now. So, for example, I need to go master power, and now I can do my light. All right. You hear the transponders going because I left it on. So that's the new vehicle we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and engine start. It's going to automatically start low, and then if I don't have that button selected, it will increase it. So once the starter's on, it keeps it down. So you might have seen before, if I left the throttle up and tried to start it, it would struggle to start. Now it doesn't struggle to start because it automatically accounts for that. So just some housekeeping stuff with Katie did, getting it to work much better, I find. All right, so let's go. What are we looking for? A red bush plane. So most likely it's not going to be in the water. So let's head this way and let's get going. So let's put in a waypoint. Let's go ahead up to we'll do 300 feet. I want a little bit of altitude so that I can see what I'm you know, the higher I am, the greater my view distance essentially. So that's what I want there. Let's check fuel. 74 gallons. So we used about 25%. Again, it's about 100 gallons. We're down, you know, a quarter tank for that mission. You know, so if you, what is it? I think it's 3.281 or something. No, that's meters to feet. I think it's 378 or something for liters to gallon. Maybe not. Let me look up liters to gallons. I think it's 281. I'm trying to remember all my conversions. Yeah, 3785. I was right. So, so you say about almost 4 times. So, 25 times. I'll just put it in here so that we can get the exact amount. Oh, wrong one. 25. So that's 94 liters. So that mission there did us. That mission did us. That mission to go rescue those 3 people and put out that fire on the van. The camper, that cost us about $100 in fuel, and so it was $100 in fuel, and we made what was it, $9,000. So as you can see, that was very profitable. You know, so it's kind of nice to look at the profitability of some of these things, and you know, it's pretty easy to make a vehicle operate in a profitable way. If we were running a jet turbine helicopter, it would probably be a lot harder. Alright, I can hear my beep speeding up now. Alright, so we're looking for a red bush plane. So likely, again, they tend to put these on the islands. They tend not to have them sitting out in the drink. So, would be kind of cool. You know, they'll sink, but it would be kind of cool if they had a seaplane in distress. That would be kind of cool, too. Alright, you can hear the beep speeding up now. I'm going to go ahead and raise my altitude up to 600 feet. Really good, strong beeps now. I'm going to start to reduce my propeller pitch. Slow down. Really fast now. There it is. Got it. Okay. So I zeroed out my prop. I want to zero out my altitude. Heading hold is off. That's good. And then I want to detach that. And then let's go ahead over here. And we have eyes on it, so I'm just going to silence the beep. You'll notice that lets the flasher keep going, but it silences the beep. Alright, so I want to take note of my wind again. So let me see. I can't really reference the ocean very well there. Can't see the ocean all that well. So I think what's going to be safest, yeah, me trying to do the safest thing. I might, space is tight, so I'm going to do the safe thing. I'm going to try to, we're going to start a new era of me doing the smart thing and not doing the dumb thing. So let's go ahead over here and let's land over to the side here. On nice open flat ground. It's going to take me a little running to get up there, but alright, we'll enable ground idle. We're going to put in a heading here, we'll say 200. Alright, and that'll let the tail rotor modulate to keep us on heading, and that will just keep us stable. Alright, and then I need to drop this defib again. What I should do is launch something with an open slot and then do that. Alright, so I'm going to run this off. Again, I could have probably landed up there. I had the space, but, you know, I've been crashing a lot, so I'm trying to keep away from that. Some of the crashing was engineering related, me screwing up the pad, me not having the station keeping system up to snuff, you know, overlifting. Like when I crashed picking up the pickup truck, that was an issue of I was just trying to do too much. You know, it can't. You know, I was trying to move in a rambunctious way with a weight that was kind of to the limits of Katie did. All right, good. So that's that. Howdy. All right, we'll grab this one here and let's head down. Can I go down without breaking my ankle? This is the thing. This is the thing here. I think I can. I think I can kind of side strafe down this here. Beautiful. Okay, so that's done. We're going to go to the little hospital island, the church hospital island here. Stick this person in here. Alright. Alright, let's close this up and jump in. Alright, we'll take off ground idle. Let's go ahead and start setting up our system while that spools up. Let's go ahead to here. Lighthouse Hospital Island, I couldn't remember what it was called. Alright, once we get the green light, green is for go, we have enough RPS to take off. And there it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put in an altitude of 750 feet. I just want to get out of this ravine here. I think I entered it in already, but I'll do it again. Let's go ahead and turn to it. And I'll put a heading hold in there of 0 because I don't know what I want to be heading to when I get there. Start to add in some prop. Again, I'm going to have to change that. One of the reasons I finally went to this system, which is better and safer, is I was accidentally, I would press 2, I wouldn't be paying attention. I pressed 2 instead of 3 to increase my prop when I was up in the air, and it was causing me to reduce my thrust on my rotor. And once I get to a certain, once my thrust is too low, I'll crash. And I won't have time to rescue it because I just don't have enough rotational energy on my rotor. So that was something that I needed to, yeah, that was something I needed to fix. And so also it has that safety system in. I compress this in the air, it does nothing. And the reason it does nothing, again, is I have a distance sensor on the tail, and that works as my radar altimeter, which a radar altimeter in a plane, what it does is it sends down a radio signal, it hits the ground, bounces it back up, hits the receiver, and it tells you instantly how far you are from the ground. What is that? Oh, helicopter crashing again, or trying to crash. 3 of them. And you know, so that's what a radar altimeter does. Why is this not? Oh, I did have issues with descents. I think the p-value on my pitch is too low. Okay, so that at 5 RP at 5 meters, that will automatically allow me to also work that button. Let me fix this. That's good. Okay, so I need to. I'm trying to think. I wonder if my clamp on my pitch is too narrow. I might have to increase the clamp on my pitch. So what's happening is I was up at 750 feet and I put in 150 feet and it was not descending me, which tells me the p-value is not high enough to descend. And so part of that was me trying to smooth it out, but I think the result is that it's not doing what it needs to do. And so what I might do is I could put if the desired altitude, so the desired altitude I put in is greater than the current altitude, you would set 1 p-value. And then if the desired altitude is less than the current altitude, i.e. we want to descend, set a second p-value. That way descents have a descents essentially can have more pitch, you know, because currently it has a bunch of lift. So this is not set, is it? No, it still is set. It's trying to climb me. I was wondering what it's doing. Okay, there we go. Still need to figure out a solution for the landing lights. I'm actually going to I'm not going to shut down. It's more stable if I leave it on. Yeah, we're good here. What's the heading? Heading is 337. 337. Okay. I'm going to go to ground idle. I'm going to go ahead and open up my door. Just keep it in ground idle will keep me stable. Alright, let's just the one person. I'll just carry them. That's going to keep me more stable. Hopefully. Alright. So there's another $2,000. What were we at? We were at, say, 70, let's say 75 gallons of fuel when we, or 75 gallons of fuel when we started that mission. We're down to 57. So let's just say 55. So we've used 20 gallons. So we're talking that's about another 75 bucks to make $2,000. So more than profitable to do that. Let's see where we're at here. Time-wise, we're good. Let's see. Trying to decide what to do here. Let's set up. I want to get back into a train a little bit. So let's do this. Let's turn off ground idle. Let's shut the door. Let's head over to Komodo. All right. Let's enter in that waypoint. Kind of want to diversify the gameplay a little, get it something else in here. And I think what we'll do is we're going to get set up for a container mission. I think we're going to use the train. And yeah, we'll load that up. So I changed the way the well cars are built. I've yet to really play with them or test them, so I kind of like to do that. One of my viewers had talked about some more train tips. You know, essentially the electric motor over torquing, causing some of that slippage. They were saying they have like one medium electric motor and they're able to go very fast. So at some point I need to go in that. I'll do that off screen. I do like to build on screen, but a lot of the tuning stuff, the testing, you know, I'll literally sit here and test for 3 hours trying to get all the things tuned in, and that's just excessive. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go zero that out. I'm going to go down to zero that. Remember, zeroing it just shuts the system off. It's actually not telling me that I want to zero. It's telling it that I want to shut the system off. All right, we're gonna park over here in the open, and we're gonna leave this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the landing lights. Are they on? No. Okay, good. So that's something I need to fix. So I need to fix landing lights. Put that on the to-do list here. Okay. And so we are going to shut down this time. We'll click ground idle, click stop the engine. I need to open my door before now. That is on. See, this button needs the master power to power itself, so we'll go like that with that. Okay, let's see, what do I need to do? This should be off. Master power's off. This light should be off. Yeah. So I think the light is still on the system, but the button is off. So I need to fix that so that the light is also on the system. That is something to do. Or actually, I want that on the hot bus, so I'll put it on the hot bus. So do that. Let me save here while I'm at it. And I just alternate my saves. It's a good way to do it so that if you screw something up, you can go back. All right, so it's a little bit, you know, it's nighttime here, which is a little bit of a pain. Let's see. Let's go ahead and grab the well car. I think I named it something else. Yeah, it's not named well car. It's container something. Where are you at? There it is. Container car backup. So like I had to move these out, which made it a little uglier, but gave me more space in the center there. All right, so this is my well car for doing containers. So let's go ahead and spawn this in. All right, let me push it out. So I have on this side, I have a brake release that I need to do. I need to set that up for my coal cars too. So that essentially the brakes default on, and then when they connect, when the connector's connected, they'll then be controlled by the train. But this allows you to have brakes on when it's say parked on a hill or something, and then you can turn them on and off. Let's get there. Bingo. Okay. Again, I need to fix the save. I need to work on putting in some signals. You know, after the devs changed the way that works, I don't know why I went all the way over here. After the devs changed the way that works, some people have made some really good track switchers that have much brighter lights that you can actually see from a distance, which you know, you can actually see, because the current way, just like these, like I can barely see them if you know, and so you know, they put just a regular light on there so you can see them, and that's much better. Where's headlights? Headlights. All right, let's get going with this. So I'm gonna load up. Actually, I want to go in reverse, I think. What was that? Release container. So I want to. Let me see. I'm gonna load up. Try to load up 4 containers. So I'm just kind of testing this well car out and the changes I made. So the main thing I did was put a bigger gap between the containers so that they don't try to snap to each other. Because the likelihood is, you know, if I'm going somewhere short, like going to Komodo, or going from Komodo to Spy Cakes, I don't need to do a save, but I am going to actually save it and then load it back in to test it. So the next video will be me loading them in. So let me see, hazards. I'm trying to find the hazards. So I have hazards on here, flashing lights. So I'm very interested in this sound update they're talking about. I'm hoping that they, you know, I'm hoping that they kind of let us tune the pitch of the diesels, the modulars. What's that? Sorry, north. That way, you know, it can kind of, you know, because really the RPS of the engines are very low compared to where they should be, which is fine. I multiply the gauge and then I make the engine a lot bigger. But you know, people want to build an actual 8 cylinder engine that has the power that it's supposed to have and goes to the RPS that it's supposed to have, RPM that it's supposed to have, and they can't because it just sounds like a lawnmower. So that's a well desired thing. What is this? This is Spy Cakes. Spy Cakes. Okay. I'm just trying to set these up. So the plan here is finish out this video. Hopefully, you know, do that pretty quick. We'll load up 4, and then I'm going to save it. All right. So this is part of the test to do a save. And then the next video, I'm going to load it in and see if they act crazy, because I should be able to load the containers in and out and have them snap properly. I've done that with other things. As long as you have 2 blocks between, they should be all right. They should be too far to grab. And in this one, I did 3 blocks just because I want to be able to... I have to load them front to back, and so I kind of want it symmetrical. I probably could do 2, and I might do 2, but I would screw up the symmetry of my build, so I didn't do that. Alright, so let's grab it. Really happy with what I have for equipment now. The equipment that I have is very much where I want it. We have plenty of equipment to do a bunch of different jobs, and that's what I was looking for. You know, I mentioned, you know, a quote from Neil deGrasse Tyson that was, you know, it essentially was talking about, you know, the ideal system for having, like, say, NASA or some other space agency is, you know, if you have a suite of vehicles that you can do anything you want to do with, it's a wonderful thing, because you can then go out and you want to go to the moon, you can go to the moon. You want to go to, you know, do a low Earth orbit thing, you can do that. So by having the right equipment at your fingertips, essentially having all the things that you need in your garage, it allows you to go out and do whatever you want. So that's kind of the method I've taken with the build series is, you know, we start out with 1 boat, and now we can pretty much do anything. You know, we have aircraft and large ships and everything else, and so that lets me go out and really, if I'm feeling doing a certain mission, and then one of the resources that's so important is money, and so by having things like the oil tanker and you know, now the train and some coal resource gathering equipment, you know, we can really do any mission, and that really makes it super simple to go up there and make money, and then do what feels like it'll be fun that time. So let's back this sucker up. We have a container right behind us, but with this rear wheel steering being nice, and I think it's 45-degree angle, lets me maneuver really well in here. Yeah, let's watch the lights a little bit. I like the way I have the lights set up with wigwags and oscillating cherries. So I can't load this with 2 containers like this. I have to drop the bottom one just because I don't have the height of this. You know, this looks like a big vehicle, but IRL, most, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily most, but a lot of containers are 53 feet long, and so these are less than half of that, and so they're actually kind of on the small side. So the other reason I want to be able to set the brake on that trailer is just on that train car is just for safety, so that or for ease of use. So as I'm loading these up, that car is not moving all over town. So I'm going to use my camera here. I have a forward-facing camera, and I have this one here, and so I'm actually screwing it up right now. I'm in the way. Let me back it up. All right. I didn't line up very well. So I have alignment indicators on the car. If you see it, there's like a backwards L there. There's a dash in the center, and then an L on the other side. Those are like brackets telling me where I need to go to line up the connectors to the actual container. So I'm just going to drop this bottom one here. I want plenty of space to be able to go grab the other to put this on and maneuver. So We'll go ahead and drop this bottom container here. Like that. And then leave the bottom connector on this one. So a nice little bit of diversity on this mission of doing some different stuff. I find that is good. Break up the monotony a little, do some rescues. It's nice to get 2 close rescues in, and then do a little bit of money making here and test some stuff out. I've been wanting to test this out, so this is good. So let's look at our alignment indicators. So we have a bracket here, and then in the center there is a white line. So see the white line? So I want to line my center post up with the white line. So like that. So that should be obscured the whole time. And then if I keep that obscured, it should put me pretty close in alignment with where I need to be for the to load these in. And then I'm going to bump it, and so I need to go forwards a little bit here. Alright, and then I'm cleared. I'm going to go down. I need to go left a little, but I should be able to force it in. Sometimes this is enough to push me in, but looks like I'm a hair off, so I'm just going to readjust a little bit. Alright, so I'll just readjust here. I need to come a little bit left. I don't have any left, any way to kind of move the container left, right. That would be easy. It would be. I could add that without changing much. It's just I haven't done it yet because the 2 arms have I think one extra block they can move left, right. So I just need to make it so that I can make them move together. Kind of do that. Let's see where I'm at here on space here. I'm going to just go in third person to look at it. I can't see with it being this dark what I'm working with here. There we go. Okay, so we're in now. You notice the video that I yelled the expletive that I meant to edit out that I didn't right off the bat. This wedge was here, and so when that happened, this would hit this and break. And now they're fine. I should actually still probably move back one. I think the brackets need to be moved again. Yeah, see, this one needs to move in one, and then this one needs to move to the left one. So these brackets are offline, so I need to fix those. Yeah, so that's they're set up for the old system. That's why I was having alignment issues. Is they were set up. This one is actually needs to move to the right more. So yeah, I was lining up with the brackets. The brackets were set up before I changed it, so I put a bigger gap in the middle. All right, let's release the connector. Let's go in here. All right. One thing somebody was talking about on Reddit that I would agree with is as far as containers, it'd be nice if I like these. These connectors have their benefits. But they also have their drawbacks. They try to grab each other from from a couple block distances. It'd be kind of nice to have some manual connectors where you manually had to go connect them. It would be tedious and monotonous to go and I'd have to go all 4 sides. It'd be 8 per to get them connected. But we wouldn't have any issues with some of that stuff because you'd manually have to go and connect them. So that has its benefits too. And that's how they do it in real life. I think they have snap connectors where you have to manually disconnect them, but like for when I put them on trailers, you have to turn a lever to get them to attach. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to drop this in. What are we time-wise here? Not bad on time. Alright, so I need to go a little bit more right than I think I do because that bracket is off. And I've gone way too right, I think. Yeah, I have. Alright. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to my alignment indicator there, which I should have been. Alright, there we go. Alright, now I didn't set the bottom connector, so I need to do that. Alright, so right Need to get in there where I can see it. Can I select this? There we go. Equip bottom connectors. Alright, so I think, I'm trying to think, do I want to stack 4 or not? I'm not going to bother, and the reason is this. These don't make a ton of money. This would be $6 grand for me to line up another set of these. Actually, I'm going to do it. I want to test this out properly, and that's going to require me to load all 4 of them, so take me an extra second, but I'll do that, and then I want to load it in, the beginning next save, and if I load it in and it's a disaster, then I know that it still needs work. So as much of a pain as that is, that you know, that is what the whole point of that is to try to test things out, see what you need to do to refine your design. So, BVG. I really want to go up to the Arctic, but I need to fix the track switcher, which means I need to fix my save. I'm curious if I can edit my XML and add in somebody's add-on. So that's something that I need to do. So what do we have? 4 threes. So we have 12,000 profit on the, or 12,000 on these containers. You know, profit we'd have to subtract off the fuel cost plus my time. My time is worth something. So that's the least expensive thing. And this is my recreation. Brake. Brake will do it every time. Let's click that. I think the spots are broken on this. I had the spots set up where, you know, they were blinding you when they hit the, nope, the spots are working. So the spots, the way the spots work on this is, you see I can turn them on and off. They're right here. But when it connects to a container, they automatically shut off. And the reason is all it does is blast light back in your eyes. And so these bottom ones stay on, those shut off. So if a container's connected, those spots shut off. So try to get in here and align. Definitely find, you know, if you take your time and go a little bit slow on this sort of thing, it's actually quicker than if you make a bunch of mistakes and you have to start over again. So again, it's another reason why I'm a big advocate on manual transmissions and not automatic transmissions. Is I can set my speed via my gearing. And that really allows me to get precise speed without too much mess. You know, if you have an automatic gearbox, you want to start slowing down, and it's trying to upshift you on a gear, and you're just like, you know, it could shoot you off the end into the water. It can bash you into things, and then it'd be a frustrating endeavor. You know, where a manual transmission is just, you know, it does what you want. And that's manual, you know, and so I much prefer, you know, as somebody who's been an equipment operator their whole life, you know, of aircraft and land vehicles and, you know, dump trucks to big trucks to all sorts of stuff to some construction equipment, you know, I don't want it doing something that I'm not telling it to do. I want it to do what I'm telling it to do because I'm actually there and I know what it needs to do, and I know if it's going to crush a person that's standing next to it. I know if I'm an inch away from something and I don't want it to hit. I know all these things. The machine doesn't know any of these things, you know, and eventually, you know, maybe robotics, you know, AI, they'll be able to figure all this crap out, but at the end of the day, I'm responsible for the vehicle. I don't want it you know, if the robot's going to take responsibility for all the problems, that's one thing. But if they're still going to blame me for a crash, I don't want the robot doing it because, you know, I don't want to get blamed for the robot doing something stupid. And to kind of put it into perspective, some of the automated systems on the trucks now, when we first got the set of, I think they're the Kenworths, there's a radar on the front. The radar does the what do you call it? Adaptive cruise control, which, you know, maintains your speed to the car in front of you, which has its own problems. It has automatic braking, so if you're coming up to a car that's, like, say, going 20 miles an hour slower than you, you didn't see it because they had their tail lights off, it would automatically brake. Well, that's in theory why it's such a good system. Well, the problem is the radar was hitting these road signs on the highway, and so it thought that you were coming up to a stationary vehicle, and what you were coming up to was the sign on the the sign on the road essentially, and so it was causing you to it was slamming on the brakes. And so you're going, 60 miles an hour in a tractor trailer with a set of doubles, and it slams on the brakes, and it's like, what are you doing, man? I don't want you to do this. And so, here I am going to get blamed for a crash because this robot is trying to, slam on the brakes when it shouldn't be, and some of the traction control stuff, you're trying to take a hard left turn, and part of the jackknife protection, it kills your power, and it's like, these systems are very, very good and very helpful for novices. So like if you have it in a car for a normal person who, isn't a professional driver who does it all day and maybe not a good driver, some of these systems are very helpful and great, but for professionals who do these things for a living, it can be very frustrating to have the robot try to take over for you. It's like, let me control the vehicle. I'm licensed to this. This is my job. I don't want to get hurt or hurt somebody else because the robot's making a stupid decision. So, because it doesn't have it. It's not putting your risk in there. My little rant on certain levels of automation that are just crazy. All right, so I'm actually going to go up and I'm going to kill this top connector here just because that will reduce my chances of having this interacting with anything and causing craziness, and it will, so those are connected. We're going to do our 4-stack, and then I'm actually going to push this with the train. That's why I have it set up like this. I could push it on track and pull it, but I like pushing it in just because I can see it better. So I also need to grab a day picture. I didn't grab a picture for the video yet. I'm trying to make sure I do that where I have a picture for every video. From that video, sometimes I have to use pictures from other videos, and so you say, oh, it's a day picture, it'd be a day video, and it ends up being a night video, and it's like, I thought the picture said day, so to try to keep it from that video. The reds are off there, so I need to go out and hook those up. So I'll get close and then hook those up. Okay. So the restart there is just the setting. I need to do a setting on it. Okay. All right, so this is our final one. Let's do a quick pick while I'm at it. I'm going to change the time just so you can see a little bit better. I clicked out of camera. Okay. That's good there. Okay. Let's go ahead and hook this up. Alright, so I don't have the bottom connectors, I don't think, on there yet. Nope, just the tops, okay. Alright, so I'm going to put the final one on here. We have a 4-stack, that's what this is designed for. So in real life, these well cars hold 53 footers. They can hold shorter as well, but they'll hold 53s, and then they'll double stack them. That's why they're a well car, is they go down between the wheel sets, and so that way they can double stack. The regular flatbed trailers that hold, those, they can't double stack them because they'll be too tall. There may be some that can. I don't know every model of every piece of train equipment, but the ones that I'm accustomed to. Hope that's a little bit of a ways to go on that. Okay. As long as the brakes aren't on this, I don't think it has too much of a problem. Okay, so that's disconnect. I'm also going to, again, disconnect the tops on this one to reduce. So anything that doesn't need to be on, I shut off. And then let me quickly grab, do another pick. Okay, got a couple picks there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna save it as something special. I don't think it really matters at this point, though. If they go crazy, they're gonna go crazy. I saved before I did this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it something special. I can always roll it back and then just say kill it. Okay. So I'm gonna save this something special. And what I'll do is I will put this away. It should take me a second to put this away. So one thing is everybody complains about these little ballers there. It's hard to get in and out. What I recommend doing, that I started doing, that makes it a little bit easier, is you know, if you put launching a land vehicle in there, say like this, go in the other door. That gives you an extra block on either side to get in there. As you can see, it's going to make it less likely you hit those things, and you're still close enough that you should be able to recall it to the workbench, as you can see. So that way it's easier to get it in there and you don't have to worry about these bollards. Alright, so I'm going to, that's actually a reasonable picture for this video. Alright, let's go ahead and save this as something special. So it's Career Build Series train loading. Okay, and I'm going to save that. And so the next video, I'm going to load this up, and I'll see if these go crazy. The main thing I did on this well car is I had one space gap. Usually 2 is fine. I have 3 in here. So there's a 3 gap. So it's 1, 2, 3 gaps between these 2 here. And so that should hopefully keep these connectors far enough away that this one here wants to only connect to its connectors, this to its own, to the top of this one, and it keeps these from trying to grab each other. We'll see how that works. Hopefully it works well. Hope. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. If you enjoy my content and would like to be made aware of when it comes up, when a new video comes up, Career Build Series is usually every day. We have Warzone. Whenever I feel like doing a Warzone, we'll get that. That'll be a more periodic series. Still doing tutorials and fixture creations, all that stuff. So you can go check out the Discord, and if you'd like, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.